Shalom, how's everyone doing? Today is day 47 of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and we'll be learning Siman Seif Yud Zayin. Let's begin. Im libo roa es ha'erva shalom. If a person's heart could see his erva, or his private area, acha pisha ha'erva hi mechusa, even though the erva is covered, kigon shehu lavush b'cholak, for example, he's wearing, let's say, a robe, gam kein asur lo lomar kol davar shebekdusha, he's still not able to say davar shebekdusha. Allah, he has to rather do one of the following options. Tzarech lios lavush b'mechnasayim, he has to wear pants, shehem medubakim al gufo, that are fastened to his body. O sheyez be'izr, or put a belt around his waist. O yaniach zerosav al hechaluk, or he could put his arms on his robe. Kidei lahafsik bein libo le'eravaso, in order that he makes a separation between his heart and his erva. V'isha eina tzrich lazos, but a woman doesn't have to do all this. Okay. So obviously, as we've been discussing the past couple of days, that there's a halacha when somebody says Rav Shebekdush, he's not allowed to be in the presence of an erva, whether his own erva or whether somebody else's erva. And obviously, as we said, that a man, we're specifically talking about a man has one erva, and that's his private area. So let's say we have a man that, his erva is covered, his private area is covered. However, it's we'll just speak out what the case is, right? This is the Gemara Maseches Brachos. The Gemara Maseches Brachos says, let's say somebody is wrapped in a cloak. He's wrapped in a cloak, and his whole body's covered by one big cloak. So one opinion says, yeah, your erva is covered, fine, you can say Dvarim Shebekdusha. However, another opinion says, no, there actually has to be some sort of separation between your erva and your heart. And since you're wrapped in one cloak, there's nothing to serve as that separation. So therefore, you would not be able to say Dvarim Shebekdusha. Most Rishonim paskin like the opinion that you do need something to separate between your erva and your heart. And if you look in the Shulchan Aruch says the whole basis for this halacha that you need the separation is because that Hashem resides in the hearts of Klal Yisrael. So it wouldn't really be respectful when we say Dvarim Shebekdusha that there'd be no separation between the erva and the heart. So this is really a gezer from the Rabbanan. The Rabbanan came along and they said you can't say Dvarim Shebekdusha if there's no separation there. There happens to be that it doesn't really come up so often, this shaila, because most people they're gonna wear underwear. Underwear that's tight on the body, so that is going to serve as the separation between the heart and the erva. What it could come up is, let's say somebody's wearing loose-fitting pajama pants. Right? Pajama pants are usually not snug onto the body; they're usually not tight. So, and as the Kitzur here clearly says, it has to be davak, it has to be something that clings to the body. So that's the case where we would have a shaila about this halacha. So let's say that's the case. Let's say somebody's wearing very loose-fitting pajamas. What can he do? So there's one of two cases. Let's say somebody's wearing loose-fitting pajamas and he's also not wearing a shirt. Right? So because of the fact he's not wearing a shirt, that does not prevent him from saying brachos. Right? There's the Gemara Mefareshes that just because somebody's stomach is exposed, he's allowed to say Dvarim Shebekdusha. The Gemara says he can't say Shemona Esrei. Shemona Esrei is a special halacha, but by all Dvarim Shebekdusha, you could say Dvarim Shebekdusha without a shirt on. Mishnah Berurah says maybe lechatchila you should wear a shirt because you are talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but Medina the Gemara me'ikar, then you don't have to. So let's say this guy, he's wearing loose-fitting pajamas, not wearing a shirt. What does he do now? So here's one option. Maybe he could just cover, put a hand over his, on his stomach, right? And maybe that will serve as a separation between his heart and his erva, right? He'll put his hand there. His hand will serve as that separation. Shulchan Aruch says that can't do it. Because we have a rule that one part of the body can't cover another part of the body. Right? You need a real covering there. You need a covering of some sort of cloth to separate the heart and the erva. A hand will not do the trick. However, Shulchan Aruch also says, you know what does work? Let's say, in the same case, wearing loose-fitting pajamas, no shirt, you could just hug yourself, and that will work. So everyone asked on the Shulchan Aruch, well, you just said that one part of the body can't cover another part of the body. How can this hugging thing work, right? So if you look in the Pri Chadash just doesn't accept this din. Hugging works, well, why should that work? So Mishnah explains this based on the Divrei Chamudos, who says, no, really, we have this halacha that one part of the body can't cover another part of the body, that's why putting your hand there doesn't work. But when you actually hug yourself, you're doing a ma'aser, you're doing an action, and that action serves as a separation. Right? It's not that your body is covering yourself, as the action of hugging actually serves as a separation, and you could say the Mamash B'Kedusha, and the Mishnah actually says we could follow that, right? So what will we tell this guy? This guy is wearing loose-fitting pajamas, he's not wearing a shirt. So if he wants to say the Mamash B'Kedusha, it would be enough to actually hug himself, and that would be okay. Let's move on to a different case. So let's say he is wearing a shirt. Okay, so there could be two types of shirts, right? One is a shirt that is very snug onto the body. So okay, it doesn't matter if if it's snug onto his body anywhere between his heart and the erva, that would obviously serve as a separation. But let's say it's not. So Pash B'Shat, then it wouldn't serve as a separation, right? Because you have the erva on one side, the heart on another. There's nothing snug that's separating it, so it probably wouldn't work. However, the Ber Halacha goes to El Yarabba, who says it actually would work, right? Because he explains this whole din. What's this whole din that your heart and your erva can't basically see each other? There has to be a separation. It's saying it's like the case of the Gemara. You're wrapped in one cloak, right? And the cloak brings it together. It's all under one cloak. You have the heart there, you have the erva there. You need something separating that. However, if it's literally two articles of clothing, right? Like in our case, right? Two articles of clothing, right? The pants and the shirt. Okay, who cares that they're not snug onto your body? Who cares that they're not really connected to your body? But they're both two different ways of covering things, right? You have the pants cover the erva, the shirt covers the lave, and that would actually be enough, even though it's not snug onto the body. Okay, shkoyach, and mazel tov for all those who finished this. Okay, shkoyach.